What we want to do, because we have you on, is kind of take advantage and get your opinion on some of the more ambiguous players in fantasy football right now.
Oh, perfect.
And just, yeah, exactly. Like, we won't hold you to these, but there's nobody better to ask, because if people don't know, like, the fantasy footballers are so unbelievably accurate. Like, that is really the staple that I take away from the fantasy footballers. I know it is super entertaining. It is super fun to listen to. It's the GOAT show, but it's all about the accuracy to me, because I'm kind of a data guy. So if I could lay out some of this data really quick, in each of the past 3 seasons, all 4, because there is, what's his name? Robert Wyatt or whatever?
Yeah,
that guy's a machine. That guy is an absolute machine.
Waz is a beast, man.
But so is Andy Holloway, so is Jason Moore, so is yourself, of course. All 4 of you guys have been in the top 25 in Fantasy Pros accuracy competition in season 3 straight years, meaning 16% of all top 25 rankers from 2018, 2019, and 2020 have all been employed by the fantasy footballers. So
it's been a good
I want to know, well, is there like a method to your guys' madness, or is it as simple as you guys having such a strong team at the fantasy footballers and there's strength in numbers?
There's definitely strength in numbers, but I mean, you can tell, like, rankings is very difficult. But like, I would say what we're able to do is, because it's our full-time gig, right? Which is, it's an unfair advantage against a lot of people. A lot of people who do fantasy football, it's their side hustle. It's like they do it for fun. They want it to be the career, but it's just not there yet. But we, like, 7 days a week, I'm in football, and so I've got Twitter. I mean, like, Neuralinked into my head. I'm always on. I'm always absorbing the news. We have, and it's not just us. Like Brooks and Jeremy Al Borland, we have, like, really sharp football guys in the office, and we're all always talking football. I mean, we talk stocks a lot lately because that's, like, the hot thing to do right now. Getting that and Top Shot going on, but
yeah, Top Shot.
But we all love football, and we all always want to get better at football, and it's about knowing just really being involved in the news, especially on Sunday morning when things take a huge, like, the percentage of information that you get on Sunday morning, especially with ins and outs, and being able to assess that information quickly of, okay, player X is out, where most fantasy players are like, oh, well, shoot, okay, I got to swap someone else into my lineup. We're now, okay, what 4th string wide receiver all of a sudden is going to see an increase of snaps? Okay, well, I'm going to move that dude up in my rankings. And so that's kind of I would say the bigger advantage that we have with the footballers, because this is our job. So, and I appreciate you highlighting that. It's been a fun and interesting ride, because before we had the rankings, I mean, we had the podcast. I think we did a season before we were officially allowed to be in the Fantasy Pros ranking contest, because they don't let everybody in. You got to have at least some kind of proof of concept that you're taking this serious. So we had a year without it, and then we got in. Things, we're doing all right, figuring it out, and we would see, because you got to check in on yourself from time to time, but we would see Reddit threads pop up, and people were saying, what podcasts do you listen to? They list off a bunch of other shows. Our show would come up, and then people like, yeah, those guys they're goofy. They're just telling jokes, and a lot of I hear poop jokes all the time. Who doesn't like a poop joke? I mean, get over yourself. It's funny.
Poop jokes are the best.
Everyone poops, and it's always funny. And, like, I mean, we're just, if you listen to our show, we are ridiculous, but that's because fantasy football is supposed to be fun. Yes, we want to win, and that's why we say, like, we do that stuff in the background. We try to make. If something's consumable, we try to tell people what our process is, so it's not just like, well, I feel really good about this guy. Like, no, why do I feel good? And we try to explain those reasons. But so we would see Reddit threads start to pop up about Okay, well, but those guys are goofy. I can't possibly take them serious. They don't give good advice because they're goofy. And then we started having some success in Fantasy Pros, and we wouldn't even have to do anything. And Foot Clan members, listeners of the show, would just jump in the thread like, yeah, but yeah, they would go into the voice of public and be like, yeah, except they all finished in the top 20 frequently.
Yeah.
Last year they finished top 10 in the draft rankings. Like, these guys actually know what they're talking about and can be goofy and have a good time. So that's, to me, people ask, like, what is the magic sauce of the footballers? It's, I mean, one, we are legitimately good friends we are very lucky that we just all happen to be at the same stage of life. We all have the same goals. We're all family guys, so none of us are like, man, I want to get I want to rock and be super famous and just travel nonstop. And like, some of that stuff is fun, but no, the most important thing is that I'm building a foundation for my kids, and I'm around for my kids, but I also have the time for my work and everything. So we're in the same stage, and that we're friends, and we all mesh, and we're all smart dudes. So those things have worked perfectly to form our Triforce or our Illuminati, whatever you want to, or Diamond Dallas Page, whatever you want to call that symbol right there.